System testing. Let us study about system testing. So, system testing is defined as a testing phase conducted on a complete integrated system to evaluate the system, the entire system. Now, here the system and the system testing, you would little confused. You will become a little confused. See, it is a set of integrated components together delivers a product. That means your application or your product. So based on the system carried on your product is known as a system testing. So mainly it checks, it tests your functions and the features. Of course, if I said the requirements, that was the black box testing, if you remember that, and that was only the requirements to be tested. Now, this system testing is your entire product is being tested to see at what level your product breakdowns or it gives you the external output what you have expected as a customer. Now, system can be defined as a hardware or a software other part, and it can provide you your features and your solution. So your external solution should not be hampered. System testing helps in uncovering those defects that may not be directly attributed to your module or your interface. It's like if your product is a web-based product and you have specified like only 5 users can use your application, your product, but there are 10 users. Ultimately, your system will become a little slow. Your system will tend to break down, or your system will like becomes your hang out. Like people complain, it's been restarted. The system is very slow. This app is very slow because there are number of reasons that it can lead to hamper the solutions. The output will be hampered. The working of your product will not be satisfied according to the customer. So we have to keep in mind, and we need to check the other things which will not come into the interface or module interface. Then system testing is only the phase of testing which both the happens like both function and non-function aspects of the system. Now, for a general purpose, the product may that means system testing also means it's a different business verticals and applicable to different domains like insurance, banking, hotel management, or hospitals, etc. So that depends upon the terms which we used and the tests carried on that. Now, let us see the non-functional side the system brings. We have performance and load testing. That means it evaluates the time taken or the response till the system to perform its required function with comparison to different products or with different customers. Then we have a scalability testing, like it can be, for example, my product to be used in a star topology. But when I use a mesh topology, it should be reliable. It should not break down or it should not amount it to be a slowdown feature. Then I have reliability testing to evaluate the ability of the system or an independent component. It should not be like ability of the system to perform or independent component of a system to perform the required function. For a specific time, it should be reliable. It should, for a specific time, I want this module to be function what the module intends to do. So it does it doing it, does it happen, it executed, or it showed me those behavior, or it showed me some abnormal behavior. So that tends to be a reliability testing. Then we have a stress testing. Now, stress testing is evaluating a system beyond the limit. As I said, there are 5 users, and beyond, I intend to use only my application to be used by 5 users, but there are 10 users who are using it. So what would be the ultimate result? So they would share my memory, they would share my processor utilization, my memory space, or any disk space. So that is my stress testing. The stress testing, again, I use the word that my system should not hamper or should not break down when used, when there are more than users or more than sharing people are used. So, system testing, why system testing is done, why it's being required, why it's done. The first thing is provide independent perspective in the testing. So that second is bring in customer perspective in testing. Provide a fresh pair of eyes to discover defects not found earlier. Sometimes what happens is we left behind or we close eyes when we see the defects. We sometimes, as a result of this, we ignore. But later it hampers. What happens is it hampers in the long run. So we need to see that what undiscovered defects and we need to find out and fix this. Then it provides you an independent perspective. Then we have test product behavior in a holistic, complete and realistic environment. So ultimately what happens is we know that this is the product. This product has to be tested in different environments with different conditions so that it should not give up, it should not break down, it should not give me some abnormal defect. So some abnormal behavior should not come up. Test both the function and non-functional aspects so that I could understand where my system fails or where my output fails when there is a stretch required when I'm using the extension part or when it's not reliable. Analyze and reduce the risk of releasing the product. Yes, what could be the risk when using the product? Will it use my memory space a lot? Will the processor becomes overheat? For example, I'm giving you this a kind of example, the hardware examples. They can be a number of software example that my device gets heated, for example. So this could be the risk coming up, or the risk can be that later on this technology would not be useful to some people who are not related to that domain. For example, I'm saying this. Then ensure all the requirements are met. The last and the most important is all about the requirements. And the test, in every test, the study of testing part, the strategy of testing, the approach of testing, we always remember our requirements because requirements are our best friend. So all requirements are met and the product is ready for the acceptance test. Now here we finish our system testing. I hope you found this is interesting. Now we'll study next topic at next time. Till then, see you. Bye.